looking at the Igbonla kidnapping of 6 students of Lagos Model School. Okechukwu Nwanguma is a security expert. He's with us right here in the studio. And we'll be also joined by Ona Ehomo via Skype, also a security expert right there in Abuja. Thanks for joining us. Now, kidnapping seems to be a phenomenon that just refuses or defies all solution right now. And then you have this latest Igbonla Model School kidnapping for the second time. They had written a letter to the school that they were coming, and they did, and they successfully went away or abducted these 6 people. What exactly is wrong?
It is quite worrisome that students have become targets of kidnappers. I mean, nobody should be kidnapped, but it gives more worry when students of secondary schools have become targets. This is the second time, and it shows that there is need for both the government and the security agencies to do more to protect these students. I don't know. I don't know what the police have said about the claim that they wrote letters, which means there was information, and so measures ought to have been taken to prevent this from happening. And considering that this has happened before, it's worrisome that this has happened again. I just hope that the police will be able to rise to the occasion. Because I know that in the last few, there are a few cases where the police, with the new installed equipments, they're able to track a few. But of course, but it's still, there are more cases that have not been resolved than the ones that are able to, resolve. So I do hope that the police will indeed, like they promised, rescue these children safely and then take measures to permanently end this, even if it means relocating that school, because this is located at the back of the creeks. And
but we know that schools are meant to open up places that were originally not reached. So relocating the school, would that be the idea, or strengthening the security around there?
Yeah, I mean, this is not, it's been an ongoing, it's not just kidnapping. We also know that there have been cases of pipeline vandalization going on in that place, and a lot of crimes have been committed along that axis. So if the security are not able to deal with this, then I mean the lives of those students is paramount in my mind.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's get to Abuja, where Ona Ehomo is standing by there. Ona, let me come to you on this. Now, the issue of kidnapping has become, some people will say, a little more lucrative than armed robbery, as the case may be, from what we have seen, and security agencies seem to be overwhelmed. How bad is the situation?
Well, so thank you very much, and good morning to your viewers. It is a very troubling situation. It appears to be intractable. It appears to be insoluble also. The gentleman with you in the studio has just mentioned that the IGP's intelligence response team is able to detect the guys. But those are detective controls. I mean, that's medicine after death. In all the cases we mentioned just now, like the first Igbonla kidnap, the Nigerian Turkish International College kidnap, the Babington Macaulay Junior Seminary kidnap, in all those cases, ransom was paid. Now, in cases where they weren't able to pay ransom, perhaps people will be killed. We've seen many of that where lives were lost because parents were not able to pay ransom. So I think my concern is, how do we prevent? It's more of preventive controls. For example, this school had been hit. It was hit just October here. And to say that up till now, they didn't know that they needed to shore up security. Now, I know in 2016, the Nigerian Association of Private Security Proprietors, proprietors of private schools, NIPPS, they asked the government to provide civil defense and police personnel, armed uniformed police personnel in schools to provide security. I think that is a workable solution, rather than perhaps thinking about relocating schools. We can't relocate schools. Schools they are public institutions. They are what we call them key points in society, and they are supposed to be there so that they can help develop the local communities where they are located. It's like saying we should relocate the Oba's Palace because Oba's Palace caught fire some time ago.
You talked about preventive control. Let me stay with you on Aihomu. How do you provide protection for schools as many as about 700 in Lagos, about 600,000 school students in Lagos, for example? How do you provide adequate protection in terms of preventive control that you talked about?
Thank you very much, Ms. Ngozi. Now, the school proprietors seem to just want to smile to the bank. They don't want to invest in the safety of their pupils. Now, if school proprietors take up the gauntlet, first of all, when they say they want to hire security personnel, they will hire old men who are ready to die. Now, that's not going to help the security situation. Or they hire young men who are not trained. That's also not going to change the situation on ground. So you want a school security program. Now, the government has been talking about there's this safe school initiatives that they've been holding seminars here and there, but they've not been able to come up with anything useful in terms of an actual school security program that will go around all schools, let's say in the Southwest, at least here in Lagos, where we have Lagos and Ogun states, where we have the threat very pronounced right now, such that you can have minimum security standards. That's what I mean by preventive controls. You can have minimum standards. For example, in the Turkish school Kidnap, we actually saw video footage of the bad guys when they penetrated and what they did. And that has helped. In fact, some of those guys have been seized by the police agency because the video footage provided a lead for them. But I don't even want to detect them after the fact. I want to prevent them. So what do? First, the Association of Private Proprietors of Schools have said, look, give us some police resources or give us some civil defense personnel. Instead of all these people who are following VIPs around, let some of them be drafted to schools. Schools, like the gentleman in your studio said, are very important because the lives of those kids, they're very precious. So, I mean, and all these guys, they all have kids too. I guess their kids go to school in America and UK, so it doesn't matter. But kids that have to go to school in Nigeria need to be protected also. So you have a lot of civil defense personnel. You have a supernumerate personnel there. You have police personnel supernumerate also. You have private security, which should be paid for by the school proprietors. Now, if they need to levy some kind of a school security levy, school security fee, like say 1,000 or 2,000 naira extra in addition to the school fees to pay for security specifically, then that's okay because it's cheaper to pay 2,000, 5,000 naira for school fees for school security levy than pay 1 million naira or 5 million naira to a crazy kidnapper. And this thing is not going to go away because the factors that are driving kidnapping are very potent and they are very present in Nigerian society of today.
All right, thank you. Now, before we go now, we expect that by now there are technologies for intelligence, especially when a phone call is made from the den of kidnappers to the parents, that gadgets should be made to be able to track directly where such kind of calls are made from. But it takes so long before anything is done.
The IG recently revealed that they were able to acquire some tracking equipment. One in Lagos, I think he said we was going to have one in Abuja, and then in Port Harcourt to be able to cover the whole country. And that was responsible for their ability to track a few cases. And what that shows is that with modern operational facilities, with enhanced operational capabilities, it is possible to deal with this problem. But of course, it goes beyond equipment. There is also need, just like he said, to address the socio-economic root cause of crime. Because why are people going into crime? Today we hear that the federal government has given bailout funds to states, and the governor simply pocket them and failed to pay salaries of workers, and these workers have children, young people who are forced now to resort to crime. And so beyond equipping our security forces to be able to tackle this, we also need to begin to address the socioeconomic root cause of crime, which includes unemployment, poverty, and corruption.
But of course, the Lagos State government has promised that it will do everything to ensure that these kids are rescued without being hurt. And the audacity, too, on the part of these kidnappers, saying that the school authorities and the state government should actually be the ones to raise the funds.
Should look for a way of raising the funds. And that's really troubling.
Yeah, it shows the confidence that they have. Because, I mean, you know, and just like we're expressing concern that they are somewhere making calls. This equipment ought to be able to
detect.
Detect. But primarily, these children are the responsibility of the state. So the state must take primary responsibility, not just the parents. The state must take responsibility to ensure the safe return of the children, and to ensure that the school is properly secured.
All right, thank you very much, Okechukwu Nwanguma, for joining us on the program. And Onai Homo, thank you very much for lending us your time this morning on the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much.